So I got a bigger capacitor here. I'm going to do 2 heads on this guy, just because he's he's a space alien. Space aliens need more heads. Okay, so haven't done one of these before, so I'm not entirely 100% certain what my strategy is going to be, but I'm thinking I should have left those leads a little bit longer. Okay, let's just go ahead and fold these leads to one side. Let's drop the LEDs all over the place. And these ones I want to fold to the other side, like so. So maybe they could meet in the middle. Yeah, I think that might work. Okay, maybe I'm not going to recommend that this one gets done by anyone starting out, because, yeah, this is going to be a little bit finicky. Patience. Always let the solder, solidify before you move on to do the next joint. Okay. So I got one in. Should be enough to get that in there. Cool. I think a lot of this is doing it on the video. I don't have quite the same spatial reference that I would normally have. I think I'm struggling with that a little bit. So the key when you're soldering here, let's do it down here. Am I focused down there? I'm not entirely certain where I'm focused. Your soldering iron should touch both of the pieces of metal you want, and then you should feed the solder in so that your soldering iron is in contact with all 3 metals, so both legs and the solder at the same time. That'll spread the heat around and everything will adhere. I'm having some trouble doing that, obviously. Ooh, this one has really short legs. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So what I'm going to end up doing here, I'm going to take these out because this is going to be a little bit more finicky than I was planning to do. Okay, let's figure out what I'm going to want from the arm. Yeah. I just want it as long as I can get it there, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tin this lead. And here's the thing, everything can be fixed. You can always come up with a solution. And all we're doing is creating some art here. Art is very dependent on what you have. So, ooh, that's hot. What I have is some little bits of resistors here. And some capacitors. lots of people, work out, oh, well, art has to be this, art has to be that. You look at master painters, you look at, master photographers, sculptors. A big portion of what they're doing is creating beauty with what they have available. It's just not melting. Go ahead and clean that tip a little bit. I think I might be getting ready to put a new tip on here. And you can create art with anything. I mean, yes, there are some objective things of, lines and form, and you need to learn all that if you are working on art. But what you make it out of, there we go. I'll bring this up just a little bit because I do want to match. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. I want to match those in the same position, so when I fold them over, they're going to be the same length. I don't know what I've got about arm length as a thing, but clearly I've got a thing there. Okay, clean that up. So I'm going to bring them in and then out. Okay, I can do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that still gives me a place to solder the heads on. Cool. I'm happy with that. Actually, really happy with how that went. I thought this was going to be a problem for a minute there. I can't tell which is positive and which is negative, so let's find another battery. Touch it down on the end. Okay, it's not that way. It's that way. Oh wow, that yellow is so much brighter than the green. I thought I matched voltages on these. So when you are pairing LEDs, and what I'm doing here is I'm making a pair of LEDs, the goal is they should be the same voltage. And I don't know where my box of LEDs are, but clearly, let me show you again. That green is actually a much higher voltage LED, so the yellow is stealing most of the voltage. That's unfortunate, but I also just forgot which way was positive. I'm going to run with this. The easiest way to do that is, get two LEDs out of the same batch. Okay, so this side is positive. I'm going to go this way. I didn't tin this first. Easiest way is to get two LEDs out of the same batch, same color. There's several different technologies. Each of the different technologies leads to different what's called forward voltages. And you have to have the same forward voltage to share current effectively. And when you're paralleling, you are sharing current. So okay, there we go. We got a two-headed LED man now. LED person. Just gotta tighten this up. Now put the legs on. I also wanted the heads to be to the side. I forgot. Well, it is what it is. We can tinker with that in a minute. Okay, straighten that out a little bit. Clean my soldering tip. I'm going to get down here so I can see this better. Hopefully you've got a good view, and now I've got a good view. I'm going to get some solder on there. These legs are a little bit too long. So I'm just going to trim that one side that's going to go towards the body. I'm going to leave it long going down that way. I can trim it off when I put it up against the battery container and see how I like it. So that's one leg. And that's two legs. So we have another battery holder. I think I want it right about there, so I'm going to trim off about that much. Having done that, I'm going to tin the leads. Tin the leads on the battery holder. Burn myself on the battery holder. The metal stays hot for a little bit after you've soldered it. Be careful. Okay, so that side's negative. So that side's negative. Let's go ahead and attach these. It's one leg. The plastic will melt, so try not to touch the plastic with your soldering iron like I just did. It'll withstand it for a second, but then it will start to melt. Okay. Well, there we go. And with the resistors, basically just the yellow head is lighting, but I still think it's kind of fun.